Thor. Among the Norse gods, he wasn't just powerful, he was a protector, a champion for both the mighty gods of Asgard and ordinary people of Midgard. As the son of the wise Odin, Thor's image is unmistakable. The sagas describe him with a mane of fiery red hair and a beard to match. Unlike some gods shrouded in mystery, Thor was known for his directness and his unwavering commitment to good. His weapon, the mighty Mjolnir, wasn't just a hammer. It was a symbol of his power and a constant reminder of his duty. He wielded it with thunderous force, battling monstrous giants and fearsome creatures who threatened Asgard and Midgard alike. Thor's popularity wasn't limited to warriors. The sagas tell us that women and everyday people also revered him. His courage and dedication to protecting the innocent made them hold him in high esteem. Odin. He wasn't your typical ruler, though. Sure, he led the Aesir gods, but he had a way about him that appealed to all sorts of people. Kings and outcasts all alike respected him. Why? Well, Odin was knowledgeable, but wisdom doesn't come cheap. He actually traded one of his eyes, and that just shows how much he valued knowledge. He spent a lot of time traveling the world, far from Asgard, the land of the gods, picking up stories and secrets wherever he went. He had a soft spot for warriors, especially the ones who went a little crazy in battle. He saw that battle rage as a kind of religious ecstasy, a way to connect with the gods. Frigg. The wife of the powerful Odin and mother of Baldur, a fascinating Norse goddess. She was respected for her wisdom in marriage, prophecy, and seeing the unseen. She stays in a wetland place called Fensalir. Even though she was important, there aren't that many stories about her directly. Some people even think she and another goddess, Freya, might be kind of the same with similar powers. Makes you wonder what the Norse were like. Did they ever get their goddesses mixed up? One thing's for sure, though, Frigg's importance is undeniable. Just look at Friday, that's named after her. Hel. You can probably guess what this goddess is in charge of based on her name alone. In the cold depths of Niflheim, the underworld realm, resides Hel, goddess of the dead. Unlike warriors chosen for Valhalla, those who succumb to sickness or old age find themselves delivered to her domain. Hel, additionally recognized as the daughter of Loki, exhibits a keen intellect and a captivating presence, qualities that hold a certain resemblance to those of her infamous father. She's also a sister to monstrous Fenrir and Jormungand. Hel isn't exactly part of the divine A-list. She was surrounded by mystery with few tales to her name. She serves as a stern and unyielding warden for the deceased, and she focuses solely on the departed who haven't fallen in glorious battle. Notably, she plays an important role in preventing the god Baldur from returning from the underworld. Heimdallr. The guardian of Bifrost, the rainbow bridge that serves as the sole passage between Asgard, the realm of the gods, and Midgard, the human world, is a figure not to be underestimated. Born from a union of 9 mothers, a fact that underscores his nature, Heimdallr possesses exceptional physical attributes. His teeth gleam with furnished gold, while his senses are supernaturally acute, granting him unparalleled sight and hearing that pierce through all realms. Heimdallr's most critical duty lies in safeguarding Bifrost. He stands vigilant, ever watchful, as the first line of defense against any who might threaten Asgard. However, a more profound responsibility awaits him, the sounding of the Gjallarhorn, a mighty horn of legend, to herald Ragnarok, the events prophesied to engulf the cosmos. During this fated conflict, Norse myths depict a final confrontation between Heimdallr and Loki, where both are destined to perish in a glorious yet tragic duel. Until that fateful day dawns, Heimdallr remains a sentinel, his unwavering gaze fixed upon Bifrost, forever watchful and ever vigilant. Njord. A key figure among the Vanir gods rose before the Aesir and Vanir joined forces. He bore witness to, and perhaps even participated in, the giant clash between the two tribes. Love proved just as dangerous as war for Njord. His marriage to Skadi is shaken due to their incompatible preferences. Njord, a creature of the sea, longed for the crashing waves, while Skadi thrived among the snowy peaks. In the end, their contrasting desires drove them apart. Despite his marital issues, Njord remained a beloved god. He had wealth, fertility, and the sea. A popular proverb even declared to be as rich as Njord, highlighting his association with prosperity. Bragi. Within the Norse mythological framework, he holds the esteemed position of bard, characterized by wisdom and age. He resides frequently within Valhalla, the hall designated for slain warriors. There, his duties include the recitation of the names belonging to the deceased and the welcoming of recently arrived heroes. However, a surprising historical connection surrounds Bragi. Examination reveals origins not solely confined to the realm of myth. A link exists between Bragi and a historical figure, Bragi Boddason, a Viking bard of the 9th century. The artistry and beauty that was in Boddason's poetic works were held in such high regard that the populace ascribed his talent to a divinely ordained position. Legends arose suggesting his appointment as Odin's poet in the afterlife. Idun. Within the Norse gathering, she is recognized as the custodian and provider of a particular fruit, which has the power to grant immortality to the gods and goddesses residing in Asgard. Possession of this fruit is important as it ensures their continued immortality and, by extension, the continued functionality of Asgard itself. Furthermore, Idun holds the title of wife to Bragi, the esteemed bard who graces Odin's court with his poetic talents. Forseti. Within the Norse assembly, he occupies an unknown position, while parental lineage links him to Baldur, the god of light and purity, and Nanna, the goddess associated with joy and peace. Details concerning Forseti himself seem scarce. His name translates to the presiding one, and this aptly reflects his designated role, the god of justice and reconciliation. Norse mythology portrays him as holding a court within Glitnir, a magnificent hall adorned with silver and gold. Here it is said Forseti presided over the most esteemed judicial proceedings, ensuring all who came before him departed in a state of reconciliation. This focus on peaceful resolution stands in contrast to the frequent quarrels and conflicts that many other deities within the Norse assembly indulge in. Loki. His interaction with the other Aesir deities were beyond straightforward categorization. Loki, a complex figure in Norse mythology, occupies a position as both a giant by birth and a member of the Aesir tribe. Renowned for his cunning and mastery over shape-shifting, he possessed the ability to alter not only his form, but also his gender, a talent he frequently employed to deceive and perplex the other deities. Loki's role was more than a trickster. He was both an ally and antagonist to Thor and Odin. He was full of chaos. Loki, along with Jotnar, often personified the chaotic forces that the Aesir gods sought to manage and contain. Baldur. Within the Norse pantheon, Baldur, the second son of Odin, holds a position of significant importance. He is often referred to as the god of truth and light. His influence permeated Norse mythology, an important event marking Baldur's narrative in his untimely demise. Mythological recounts despite a young Baldur haunted by premonitions of his death. The cunning Loki exploited this vulnerability by manipulating Baldur's blind brother, Holder, into unwittingly firing a branch of mistletoe that tragically claimed Baldur's life. Despite this profound loss, Baldur remains forever associated with the radiant qualities of light, purity, joy, and summer. Skadi. Far from being just a sky goddess, is the very essence of the harsh Nordic winter. She's the patron deity of hunters who brave the frozen landscapes, their skis carving paths across the snow. Legends surrounding Skadi are varied, and some even depict her as a shifting figure, blurring the lines of gender. Scholar John Lindow explores this fascinating duality in his work, proposing a theory that connects Skadi's nature to a complex tale involving Loki, a mischievous goat, and a rather undignified attempt at humor. Tyr. Forget the rankings. He wasn't exactly competing in a most warlike god contest. Odin and Thor were all about the battles. But Tyr, he was more on the side of justice. He was more like a warden who made sure everyone followed the rules of war, especially treaties signed to keep the peace. He wasn't afraid to throw down if he had to, but his main goal was fairness and keeping things on the level. His most badass moment was totally losing his hand while chaining up Fenrir, the giant wolf who threatened to eat the whole world. The funny thing is, the Romans thought Tyr was so cool, they basically copied him as their god, Mars. That's why Dies Martis, or Mars Day, turned into Tuesday, the day we still know today. Ymir. The Norse Eddas, both poetic and written, paints a fascinating picture of Ymir. This giant isn't part of the established Aesir or Vanir gods, but rather a being who predates them all. He serves as the very building block of existence. The Eddas tells us the world itself is fashioned from Ymir's body. Considered the most ancient of the Jotun giants in Norse mythology, Ymir meets his end at the hands of Odin and his brothers. But his demise paves the way for creation. From Ymir's flesh, blood, and bones come the materials that form the world, the land, the trees, and even the clouds. Mimir. The Aesir-Vanir War stands as an important event within Norse mythology, shaping the composition of the major pantheon worshipped by the Norse people. This conflict resulted in a significant exchange of hostages, with Mimir, a revered god of counsel and wisdom, meeting an unfortunate end. Feeling they had received an inadequate exchange, Vanir beheaded Mimir and returned his head to Odin in Asgard. However, the resourceful Allfather, employing his potent magic, reanimated Mimir's head. Odin would consult Mimir for his profound wisdom whenever weighty matters arose.